Welcome to the model of ninth wave. Superior inventions for financial markets using 369 forecasting research and development. We highly encourage you to get your own vibrations, the ultimate 33 dimensions report along with 9 frequencies. This is your footprint. Your IPO on Earth. Welcome to the quick demonstration of vibration tool to detect the 9 dimensions of volatility.
Hello friends, welcome. Today we are going to discuss how can we predict all those edges precisely using a measurement technique which is embedded deep inside esoteric sciences. So we have marked these edges using the technique which I am going to reveal to you, and I've done few of those. As you can see, everything was hit precisely, the areas were detected precisely. Now this is the part 2 of why these lines and why these algo points are published as they are. Now the technique is pretty straightforward and it is driven by few ideas. First idea, if you make an observation right here, you see there are green lines and green lines. And this is the reason they exist at the first place. What we do is we take the measurement of the height right here. This is going to be my initiation of the model, which is going to be placed right here. Every tool, every software tool has this measurement model, and the model is circle. So what we do, we use Fibonacci speed and resistance lines, and we are going to measure it like this. And I'm only displaying half of it. The placement is going to be made at the observed high of, or the low of, this day where it is being placed. That is one technique, right? And these 3 lines has 2 properties. One is where they hit it precisely, should expect a turn, and where they go vertical is also a turn. But we will focus on just where they hit these areas. Market should reverse from there. Now what is this measurement which I talked about, which is deeply buried in the esoteric sciences? Now this is literally the measurement of the Holy Grail, the height and the width. If you look at the stick of Moses in the scriptures very closely, it also has height and width. Those are all antennas for communication to the outer world. That's all there is. Now that is a very deep subject. We're not getting into esoteric sciences. The thing is, the measurement is made in the ratios of this situation. And what do we do after that? We take this measurement and we are multiplying by factor of x, and we are keeping the science of 369 into picture. So if I have to pull up my Excel sheet and give you some ideas how the numbers really create magic, if you do this 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, what are these numbers? These are the angel numbers. One plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 6. 333 is 9. 444 is 12. 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 plus 1 is 6. 666, which they call it as a number which is a bad number, but it is really not a bad number. It is the breaking point between the inner world and the outer world. So 6 times 3 is 18, 8 plus 1 is 9. So how can 9 be bad? It's just a frequency, 369, 369, 369. So 7 is going to be 7 3 21 is 3. 8 24 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6, right? 9 is always 9. What do you see here? 369, 369, 369, 369, isn't it? So, depending on the vibration of the instrument and the vibration of the given day, we can predict precisely the levels where the market is going to go, because market has this subtle rhythm, but the measurement has to start from somewhere. The measurement has to have a inception point, and that is why we have this baseline model, which we will use now. The green levels, the green distances, the width of these blue lines, now it will all come together. So that is we will use one of these measurements. We are using maybe this measurement, this measurement, this measurement. It depends on the instrument, ES or YM or CL or stock. Each instrument has 33 different vibrations. We combine them together based on these logics, and then we say, okay, for example, in Amazon vibration maybe 9 and maybe 5 and 3. So how do you put it together? Because each instrument has a different IPO date of birth, and from there we find the vibration numbers, and then from there we go ahead and do the calculations, right, on the base structural management, which is Wall Street algo model, right? So we start from there only. Everything is driven from this, in this sequence of scenarios. Sometimes we also have to do the differential. So there are only 9 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 7, if something is frequency is vibrating at 7, somebody's frequency is 7, because its offset is 9 minus 7 is 2. So 9 minus 7 is 2, right? So number 7 is also linked with number 2. I'm just giving you some scratching insights into forecasting and predictability. Something is also 9 is tied to 3. 5 is tied to 4. So 54 is same as 45. 72 is same as 27. 7 is same as 2. Because of the arrangement of the position of these numbers. Offset from here is 2, offset from here is 2, right? So always, so 9 is the terminal frequency before it wraps around. So sometimes when you are looking at not able to solve the market, you're looking at a certain frequency. Often that can be fixed by using differential of 9 minus 7. So that is the research you have to do. It's a journey, a deep journey. So now what has to happen after this? Now one of the applications we can show you is, so see if this really works before we go into this modeling. Let's look at this example of finding weekly high or low with this logic. This is an example. We take the market opening print, Sunday print of ES. ES opened on Sunday evening at 41.74 and the frequency of 2 was detected, and we anticipated market will make these two lows or highs or lows, 41.48, 41.99, using the frequency of 1 to 9 and subtraction and offsetting model. So let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here, the opening was 41, whatever the opening I took, right, based on, and then it will tell you very closely if the Monday low was made or the high was made. We know the rest of the high or low. So roughly 48 is right here and roughly 98 is right here, and this was all calculated based on the opening print. So if you are a slow trader, you should be only focusing on trying to pick the weekly highs and lows, and then you hedge it without stop losses. Hedging is a technique which is should be used by hedge funds, right? Alright, so there we go. So everything is tight, there's no randomness, right? So I just wanted to give you an idea. This is just not even scratching the surface. We go much deeper. Huge 98, 99 models, right? 40 of them does timing, 40 of them does price forecasting, right? Why they are built? Because when we teach large institutions, everybody has their own approach, and you'll be surprised and shocked. Most of them use very simple things, but at times, if you are bringing the research on the table after being there for a long time, you should be ready to answer the questions, right? And we are trying to simplify the quantitative modeling by various tools. All right, so there we are. So now if the context is set correct, that everything is numbers, either you represent the numbers by partial differential equations. Partial means parts of an equation, combining those different parts and differentiating them to finding a solution, or you modeling through numerical methods, or you are using esoteric models, right? They all converge, because the greatest secret of any equation, I'm not sure we discussed that earlier or not, is this. This is where the esoteric x squared by 2 is approximately square root of pi. If you understand this logic, after you solve all the quantitative engineering equations, one of the key results is this, that the movement in the market is captured by pi square root. If you understand that logic very clearly, and you do the experiments with pi and its square root movements, you can resolve lots of things in terms of forecasting, but you have to apply a lot of sciences. So what I am showing you the reason I gave you that sideways approach, that what I'm going to show you right now comes from this basic logic, not rocket science. And that is how I plotted things. So this is where this plot, this plot, this plot, and this plot came from, because we touched all those things from this area. Now eventually we will automate this because it uses shapes and geometry. This is where the pixel X and Y has to be subjugated to perfection. But in the short run, it should be okay. So I've given you all the numbers, I've given you all the measurements, I've given you some ideas. Now this is how I'm applying it, right? So alright, so this is one application that we find the height and we use the ratio of this curve, and we have to curve fit it in this area, and you get this measurements very precisely. Alright, so that is one approach. Other approach is having the width and this width and this width curve fit this width. Okay, that is the second application of it. Now again, this is becoming a ratio business, right? Now I have to see which one I used when I was making these diagrams. Alright, so I applied various techniques, as you can see, but I'm giving you the measurement. So now this measurement height, if it is too collapsing like this, we move to some other logic, which I will also show you. There are three parts of it. So one part is putting it at the green level at the highs and lows, which I showed you. This is putting inside this, and you will get some, as you can see. So I just drew them this morning randomly, right? So there we go. So this is how the curves are touching, and the vertically where they go, it will turn as well. So for example here, an example here, they also will hit the price also. So you got the idea. So I think it makes sense for us to take care of that situation, right? How about this is how they were all plotted. Let's do it here. So see how precise the whole things can change in a moment. Let's apply it here. Take the resistance. So this is where it is. People place it like this. That's why you don't get anything. We have to have some magical measurements coming in first. And there we go. And I told you where this height is coming from. It's coming from the scriptures where the height of these assets, the Holy Grail, staff of Moses, right? All those, there are so many measurements in the Bible and other Eastern, Western books, right? They are hidden codes. And I showed you, once you find that measurement, you have to do some work, right? We can't just put everything for free on the internet and people don't do any work, right? But I'm opening your minds to things you cannot possibly think are possible. And I'm demonstrating that to you, it is. And this doesn't really needs you to react, so you just patiently wait. Wait, 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 wait. I didn't plot this one right, but it got vertical. It got vertical there, right there. It got vertical there, right there. So it makes more sense. It's nothing personal against anyone or any philosophy. This is just the measuring tools. We can also do same thing with the pyramids, right? Those are also the energy centers. If you look at the world map, all those pyramids, there are hundreds of them, not only three, where center of the earth is there, but the other pyramids, they all align in a certain line. And if you take the longitude and latitude of those placements and apply in the market, you can predict every time also, which we will demonstrate later, right? I just wanted to bring that these things have a very powerful meaning, which you have probably been watching this as a buy here, low here, but there's a lot more deeper meaning going on in what we are sharing. So this is one approach, but comes with a homework. I hope this helps, and just keep it short. It's already long video. So I gave you two techniques. How you have this chart, try it. If people are curious, right? If people are curious, these charts are posted for you. You can know the number ranges, do your math, and you can plot this with the frequency I gave you, 111, 222, 333, 444. All these things I've already given you. And see which market you're trading, how those vibration frequencies are in a circular fashion hitting those points. All right, the last component is obviously we're putting it right at the highs and lows itself, the whole height of the Holy Grail measurement tool. Not just the cup, but the entire end-to-end height. So I took some pictures not to waste some time for everybody. I paused my video for a few minutes and I took some pictures so you can just see it in action. So I inverted the grail, Holy Grail, and then you can see here, this was the low and this was the high. This is coming from other projections, right? So I took this low and I posted this on the whole height to the green level right here. And what do we get? Hit here precisely. Alright, let's look at more examples. Here, same thing. It's offset. Again, we are pinning things to the green. I showed you here green, green, green. We pin that there. We see the offset from the green, how much energy was left behind. So we take the Holy Grail and put it on this green versus the height, and what we get? Hit here precisely when the angels hit, angels hit, angels hit. Next, we placed the height between the two green lines, because you see this spike came in the market, here it got rejected. Now you understanding why these things exist. What do we get? Hit, hit, hit. This is where the difficulty also comes, because automation is required to put all these conditions together, and these levels are marked for you, right? And we have to figure out the curve of price, where this curve is moving. When the curve and price comes together, as you can see, the angels are activated. So those numbers are angel numbers, and you will see a big change in your career, trading career, if you apply those numbers into your own mathematics properly. This one, excuse me, this one we're taking the height. Now the green offset is here. In the earlier one, the green offset was on the top. See, the price was here, green was on the top. Now we are keeping the same logic. So these are some price is below the green, so we take the low and the height. We always use that green magical height, which has 70% probability of algos touching it, right? So with what we do, we do this and we get this hit, we get this hit, and the vertical. We can also come back on the other side, right? Flip the trend line on the other side, same thing. Flip the angels on the other side, boom. This one also, boom. This one also I didn't mark it, right? So it hits it, wraps it, when it tries to get vertical, it goes other way around. As you can see, as these charts are not squared, as we go further away in time, that the calculations get weaker because angels have to rest too, right? They get tired. So the philosophy is pretty straightforward, right? And let's look at this one, same thing. Not that this day was very volatile, so green is way down. We look at the close by screen, put it here, and we're taking the big height and we hit it. So this is how everything shapes precisely to the world, outer world, and pins precisely to the inner world. The outer world and inner world dimensional mathematics will be exposed next video, where we can predict the entire year's forecast time-wise. Everything is predictable, everything is doable. You need to put quantitative finance, modeling with esoteric finance. A lot of subjects have to be understood, right? It takes huge effort. But this is all done based on what I just showed you. So if you can do your research, you have these levels, you maybe have your own levels. Do the right research with the right mathematics, and then you will see the magic of the universe is also active in the markets. Thank you.